right? The Jews got out of Mitzrayim, speak of their lunar, and then they say that Hanukkah and Purim is the Chagim of Bitachon, because all knew that
What is it?
this, she's testing my pulse. Because
I want to tell you that you look really
oh, glad you paid attention. Thank you. Thank you. I always figure that in case what I say is not interesting, it's also nice to look at. These earrings, I love telling people a story about these earrings. So these earrings, Sarah Zahavi made them, and
I guessed it just by looking at it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
in ovens. Yeah, usually I wear ribs. So I was buying I bought some stuff for my daughter-in-law's, and I like these ones, but I didn't buy them. So the next time my husband was where she was selling, right away she said, Doba really likes those. And I'm like, where was he supposed to go? Oh, that's nice. And walk all the way. So he like, yeah. That's the story of these. Actually, tonight is the second day of Hanukkah is when my husband proposed to me. Yeah, to Canada. How? Yeah, we did have a shop there, but he went against the rules. Yeah. It's a very funny story. But anyways, we'll go into it now. But basically that Hanukkah and Purim are the last two Hagim that lead us to the long exile, the long gulf, and Hashem knew that. Hashem knew that we're going to be having this long exile. So we need these Hagim, and this is going to blow your socks off, girls. Yeah. So we know in the Purim story, it says right in the Megillah that Mordechai asked for Purim to be a Yom Tov, and the Chachamim said, no, it's not a Yom Tov.
Not a Yom Tov.
Oh, it's not a Yom Tov. Right. He one Knesset wanted it to be a Yom Tov. It's not mine. It's not mine. Thank you. I'll take them. Mine broke it yesterday.
Somebody's got to point your husband to
there you go. Anyway, so listen to this. This is like one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. So what do we do right after Yom Tov? Right after Yom Tov, what do we do?
fast.
No, right after Yom Tov. Right at the minute Yom Tov is over, what do we do? Exactly. We do Havdalah. Right? After Hanukkah and Purim, there's no Havdalah.
Right.
And Bein Kodesh L'Chol. And Lahagdil. Why? Because we need the koach of Hanukkah. And we need the koach of Purim to keep going in our lives. We need Purim's koach until Hanukkah. We need Hanukkah's koach until Purim. So there's no Havdalah. There's no separation. Whatever we get from Hanukkah, it keeps going. And I just heard this yesterday that Hanukkah, there's lots of different things that people say what you should do when you're looking at the Hanukkah candles, right? And somebody said Hanukkah candles are like the man. The man tasted it like anything you wanted it to taste, right? The Hanukkah candles have this koach that anything you want to dream about it. Like you're like, well, and this goes to definitely in with Bitachon. Do you hear this, Miriam? That the Hanukkah candles are like the man. The man tasted like anything you wanted it to. So when you look into the Hanukkah candles and you think, well, I can't daven for my son who's completely off the derech, that would make a nation. No, you can't. I can't daven for my daughter who's 43 and still has one. Yeah, you can. You can look into the Hanukkah candles and daven. Just like the man, you were able to taste anything you wanted. The Hanukkah candles have the koach that you could just look at the candles and daven for anything you want. Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? So basically, because Hanukkah, like we said, is the hug of Bitachon, and the Steve Charles talks about it a lot. The one thing he says is that every hug has a certain koach, right? We know that. So if we're saying that is the hug of Bitachon, then when we leave Hanukkah, our Bitachon should be improved. We shouldn't have the same Bitachon. And that's interesting. I mean, we're learning about Bitachon, but he's saying the Bitachon that we have before Hanukkah should not be the same as when we leave Hanukkah. If we're learning about Hanukkah, so it says, "V'zeh inyan ha'chag." שיהודי צריך להתבונן במה שנכנס אליו ועמה שהוא יוצא ממנו. What you come with is not the same as what you go out with. כל ענייני של חג הוא להחזיק את אמונה והביטחון. The whole matters of this hug is to strengthen ourselves in אמונה וביטחון. ויהודי צריך לקחת עמו מהחג הקודש הזה את כל כוח אמונה וביטחון לכל השנה. That a person has to take with them from Hanukkah, from this holy day, all the strength of Muna Bitachon the whole year. And with this koach, with this strength, we shall have salvation and be redeemed, both in personal things and in general things. So, like I said, basically keeping in mind that Hanukkah, like any hug, every hug has a certain koach. We're not supposed to be the same person before it and the same person afterwards. It says in Kiddush, it says Mikra Kodesh, right? Mikra, calling out. Not like we don't do, like I have a hard time when some people like after Pesach they're like, well, survive that one. No, that's not the point. It's hard, and even Hanukkah we make it hard because we feel like we have to serve all this yummy stuff, which helps a lot because that's what people relate to. And somebody just sent me a thing about says Jews don't have minor holidays and major holidays, just some holidays have more tinfoil than others. We use more tinfoil than others. I mean, we're just always eating, and food for your soul, and it's very, very important. I'll just tell you one more thing, or probably more, but anyways, Sarah Fenton once gave a share about how it's a mitzvah on Purim to have zbaniot. Now, who does not want? Yeah, I mean on Hanukkah. What's your problem, guys?
We thought there was something new.
Yeah. So donuts, fried donuts, and you're like, ooh, I want to hear this, right? We want to have
donuts.
Well, yeah, but you know why? Because after donuts we say alamithia, and in alamithia there's a part that's not in Birkat Hamazon. No, we don't say alamithia. In alamithia there's a part that we don't say in Birkat Hamazon. Al Mizbechecha, Al Nechalecha. There's a whole part in Alamithah. Sorry, I don't have it here. But there's a part in Alamithah that we don't say during Birkat Hamazon, where we're actually davening for that this bitch should come back. So pretty.
So if you don't eat a sukania, you're not going to get
Right. Now you wouldn't believe it, but I hate to tell you this, girls, but you probably need to eat almost like not even a half of one to say Al-Michel, but that's a different story. Yesterday I told my husband, please buy it, like we're like 2 kids at home right now. So I said, buy expensive ones. You don't have to buy the 2 ones. Anyways, they're finished with the jelly donuts. They want like the ribat kalam. Yeah, really like that. So he got 2 that were 7 shekels each.
And you still say
I know, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So he bought these really fancy schmancy ones for my kids. And I'm just like looking up the.
Did you hear what Judy said, that story about why what her husband said about eating donuts on Hanukkah? Oh, you weren't here at the beginning? Oh, so she said you have to eat them because the icing, like the sugar was, Lavan, right. It was like for the moon, because the Greeks would not allow us to observe Chodesh. The Lavan, the white sugar, Lavana, you use Lavana, so for the moon. And then you have
The jelly inside, like the grits.
right, the dum, the red. And the dough was the dough of Shabbat, because it would make halot for Shabbat. So that by eating the donuts, we are defying the Greeks, because we're going to keep them.
There you go. Yeah.
Any excuse.
I know. I've been eating, well, we had lactose last night. So yeah. I'm sure somebody could come up with a warrant for why we have to have lactose.
Fried in oil.
No,
Because
right.
it's no small potatoes, all of these miracles that, it doesn't have to be a big miracle. It can just a miracle that I can walk and my knee feels better. It's no small potatoes. That's
There's no small potatoes. Have you guys heard this? You know, I feel like it's very important to realize how much Hashem loves us. Because some people are like,
Just remember the mission.
where'd you wake them up?
I didn't wake him.
Okay.
We managed to get up at the same time. I mean, he went to the bathroom, I went to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
I did.
Then I went upstairs to the kids.
So really, we know that Hanukkah celebrates two, right? There's two miracles going on here. There's the war, and then there's the little Shemin, right? Now, what would have happened if we were to found the oil? Lo no ra, as they say. So they would have always done something else, or they would have waited. What?
Aura.
It would have been lights?
No lights.
Okay, but
You
it's.
didn't find the oil. No, you said Nora.
Oh,
I
Laura.
said Aura.
Okay, right, okay, no, that's a spot for it. Okay, good. It wouldn't have been, it would still have been a miracle, but what would have happened if we would have lost the war?
I don't think we'd be sitting here.
Exactly. Right here, it would be, so why do everybody talks about the nation, so why don't when I heard this word, it said, why don't every night, like we have like these little plastic soldiers, actually I'm making this up, little plastic Greek soldiers, and the kids love this, they love this. And have like Greek flags, and every night we'd like shoot another one. Like what? I don't know. Like with BB gun, you know, like let's just give it to reminisce about the miracle of the war. But no, our whole thing is the oil. You know, last night we had salad. I make Greek salad because it's something healthy to have with everything else. Greek every year. It's my idea. What?
Just Greek, it was something to do with Greek as well.
Well, Greek salad, like the Greeks. Yeah,
The Greeks, yeah.
So we have Greek salad every year. At least every year. At least it's not Yeah. You can take my idea. So what we do the oil. Everything is the oil. And basically what it's saying is the oil was like almost like a mutar nace, almost like a nace that was extra. But was it so needed? But why did Hashem do it? Because he loves us.
I'm sorry, because it.
So they would have waited another week or something. They would have waited, or there's other opinions that you could have used not a mahadran time. It wasn't a nace that had to be done, but it was a nace to say, I love you. I love you. I want you to know how much I love you. I love you not just because I want you to exist. I mean, it's so important, especially in this day and age with everybody is so busy. And everybody has to know that every person that they come in contact with, whether it's a person in their family or it could be customers. I mean, a person with customers has such a opportunity to make a Kiddush Hashem, obviously, and to smile. And how was your day? And you go to the bank, and the person there could be like, I know my they're so busy over there. They don't have time for anything. They're really overworked. It's also saying thank you and have a good day and that's a nice shirt and I like your ear, whatever it is. All those things these are the things that we all have to do, and that's what Hashem did for us, to give us the Nes Hashem and give us that little, and the fact that it's little, it's a pot, and it's the whole thing about it is to show that so many times, the good old fashioned fiddler on the roof scene. Do you love me? Of course I love you. What do you think? Like, but whatever. Giving you kids, milked your cows. I mean, no, I do not milk my husband's cows. My cows are milked.
Giving you children.
Right. So basically, all the things. Yeah, I've been more than 25 years. Yeah. So basically all these things are it's not I was gonna say it's not a bad idea, it's a good idea to always do something. And I actually heard a whole big thing about this, and last week my son went on a tiul and they had the piece of paper which was the of the tiul. They have a piece what they're doing on the tiul, whatever, what you need to bring, right? And so the piece of paper, so it looked like, okay, this is the piece of paper, okay? And then over here was 50 shekels that my husband left for him for the price of the tiul and the I think it cost 30 shekels. We're not so, I don't know what you guys think about it. But anyway, so he gave him 50 shekels, 20 shekels extra to buy a drink or something. I don't know, whatever. And so I took out 20 shekels and I put it over here. And on the piece of paper, I wrote over here from Patty, and I put an arrow, and I put an arrow here from me, Mineni, over here. And I just left it. And he was like totally taken with that. Not the 20 shekels, but just the fact, that I wrote in a cute little note also, so, whatever. We always try to, I mean, these things are so important, so important.
Well, and if mothers still make lunches for kids, they should be doing it themselves, but you put a little note
Exactly.
in the lunch bag.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's all these things are you can never underestimate how much it means to people, I've said this before, you're waiting in line. I said this in my other class. I said, like, we're talking about, like, let's say you get to a place and there's a long line. So you choose your reaction, right? One reaction could be like, I cannot believe I'm standing if it's so long. Why didn't I bring it safer? Why didn't I bring it to Ella? Then I like, this is going to take 15 minutes. So why don't you call somebody that you haven't spoken to for a while? Call somebody you haven't spoken to for a while. How you doing? Kind of a sameach, whatever. Anytime Hanukkah or ever Shabbos, it's always not right before Shabbos, but it's always a good excuse. Sometimes you feel like funny. I'm just going to call them out of nowhere. I called somebody yesterday to wish her a happy Hanukkah. Sorry?
How noisy it would be if everybody did that.
How noisy?
Yeah.
Where when you're standing in line, everybody.
Anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, right. Sean, join them in something. You Sean. Okay. No, but I'm just saying, it's like we're trying to when we're in a situation, what we're gonna do with it. Okay, so we are in chapter 3 in Shaar HaBitachon. Okay. So he says there's 5 fundamental principles which cause a person's trust in Hashem to be complete. Okay, he always has these numbers and then he has sub numbers, okay? And they kind of correspond to the 7, whatever. Okay, forget it because it's just too confusing. I'll just say what they are, okay? He said there's 7 qualities that must be present in the person that you're going to trust in to make trusting in him make sense. And sometimes when you go through these things, and then then if somebody disappoints you, they'll be like, I shouldn't be disappointed because they're not God. And that's why they don't have all 7 things of this. I've said this many times. I don't know if I'm that when I learned Shaar HaBitachon, it made my relationship with other people much better. It's even my husband. And my children and whatever, because I feel like, why are they doing this for me? Why are they not doing that for me? And then you see, because they can't, they're not always there for you. They're not always there for you, and it's okay. Okay, let me talk on this. Okay, so the first one is Hashem's compassion, right? That Hashem has more compassion than anybody. You know, I've gotten hurt. Haven't you ever gotten hurt? And you're like, how come no one's offering to make me chicken soup? Or how come no one's calling me and asking me if I need something? Or actually, the worst thing I hate is when people say, if you need something, call me. I really don't think that's the proper thing to do because many people are not going to call, right? You could say, this is what I can help you with. I could put something up for you if you need, like whatever, when I was sick with my leg, I was perfectly healthy. So people could have come to visit me, whatever. And you know what? Alana what? Schechter. She had something with her leg once, and I called her up and I said, do you want to learn? And she said, yeah. And I went to her house and I had a safer and we learned. And afterwards she said, oh my goodness, it was like the best thing for her. Because like, why not? Somebody came to her house to learn with her, like, why not? She can't get out anywhere. She was bored, so like, what? She was well. Yeah, she was well. Yeah, and one time I remember when I was sick, Judy said to me, did you have a whole bunch of scar next to you? I said, no, I'm so sick, I can't even learn. So but at that time she was well. So anyway, so the first thing is Hashem's compassion. That there's no one who has compassion like him. And also, if you find somebody in your life who's very compassionate, Baruch Hashem, it's wonderful. But don't forget that Hashem sent you that person. So at the end of the day, it still goes to Hashem. Not that you shouldn't appreciate them and thank them and be happy, but if somebody does something for you. Right, and it's always for the good, even if it could be like that person hurts your feelings and stuff like that. It's all an opportunity for growth. If you just stop and say, I can't believe that person said that to me, and then that's the end of it, which is probably not. It's going to be in there somewhere. Then kaval. That person said that to me, and then whatever. Think about it. Think about maybe there's truth to it. Maybe that person's having a hard time, whatever. But the bottom line is a person that you trusted has to have compassion. Okay. The second thing is that Hashem doesn't lack any knowledge, right? He knows what's best for us. A person can have compassion for you, but doesn't know what's best for you. Doesn't know your background. Doesn't know your spouse. I have a good idea. Why don't you tell your husband to take you out to eat? Well, what if your husband hates to do that? And so now you're causing problems because your husband doesn't want to go out to eat, or he's very not familiar with fresh fruit or whatever. My husband doesn't like to go and eat. He really doesn't. I even said to him the other day, do you want to go out? Well, and I'll have a wall soup and you'll have a beer. Anyways, we didn't do that anyways. We stayed on things. But me and my husband.
You spent quality time together.
Exactly. That's what I wanted. That's
really not the food.
Right. So it says, so logic dictates that whoever created something, that's who you go to if something's wrong with it or you need advice. If you have a BMW or, you're not going to go to Joe Schmo to fix your car, I would think. Right? You're going to go to the BMW dealer and no one else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know another example of there's certain things that you don't like. If you have an expensive piece of jewelry, also, I have jewelry that a lot of times I get anyone who has a little screwdriver, I'll ask them to fix it. You know what I mean? But if it's something really expensive, then I'll think I'll
You're welcome to me. You go to a professional.
You go to a professional. So that's the same thing. When if you're lacking knowledge in something, if you don't know how to go, you're gonna dive into Hashem because he's the one who created us. He's the one who knows how to make things. He made us, right? It says in Yeshaya, I am Hashem, your God, who guides you for your benefit, who leads you in the way you should follow. Okay, so and then it also says, even if a person is suffering and thinks that the suffering is not for his good, it says in Mishlei, for Hashem admonishes the one he loves, like a father admonishes the son that he loves. Okay, like just like he says, like there's like, you know, like when you go to a shop and you can see somebody banging on a piece of metal, right? And, you know, or you know, he's doing it because he wants it to be the right shape, or you know, but I don't know if this is true. I once heard that somebody breaks their nose, they break it even more.
What?
They break it even more so that they can put it back together.
They break it and then they go straight to me.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
I
Yeah.
know, and they don't like when they kind of land or like they go like this, like so I let them do like once. They wanted to do it again. I said no. I said it's my age. I don't really fear my nose.
Well, you can breathe.
Yeah, I think it goes in, goes out, goes in, goes out.
Yeah, they manipulate it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know, but I once read this thing is that they're
Inside, and they use a chisel. I used to work for a plastic surgeon. I was his assistant, so I saw all of it. Yeah.
there was this thing that there was a time when people like would go on vacation and when they came back they had a bandage.
Yeah.
Okay, the third thing is that Hashem's absolute power. You're not going to trust anybody who you're not put your trust into somebody who has some power, but the next guy has even more power. So only Hashem has all the power that is needed, right? It says in Tehillim, whatever Hashem wished, he did, right? And Yeshaya says, so shall be my word that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty unless it is done what I desire. So that's another reason to putting all your trust in Hashem. Like we had this discussion in the other group, like when I said, you can't trust in people. Some people were like, what are you trying to say? You know, and what I mean is, we're talking about trust with a capital T. We're talking about the ultimate trust. Who gets trust? You know, Shira says to me, I'll watch your bag for you when you go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna be like, I don't trust her. You know, that's called what do you call that? Like, there's a word for that. Crazy. You know, like paranoia. Thank you. You know, we can't be paranoid, and there are people who have so many bad experiences that they do get that. You know, I don't trust anyone with my children or grandchildren. I tell people, don't trust anybody. And I mean, like, and don't, if you have children or grandchildren who are going to the mikvah, they should go only in groups of like 4 or 5. They shouldn't probably be going to the mikvah at all, but if they do, they should go, whatever. Separate topic, but there's times when you just, that's called being reasonable, not paranoid. It's just been enough stories to know about that. But basically, we're talking about like real big trust with things that are the most really, really important. Okay. The first thing is he watches over and directs all lives of all men. People. None of a person's needs are hidden from Hashem, right? Remember we said that Hashem has known us not only since conception, but he knows all our previous good. So we trust that Hashem is doing something because we don't know. We don't know why something has to happen or something like that. I mean, parents were like, it's okay, you know, like whatever. We're not like so freaked out about all this different biblical and something that we hear enough about it. So when something happens and it sounds like totally not in place, it's okay because we're like, well, maybe it was something I did in another biblical, you know, whatever. Did you ever hear this thing that if you have a cat that's following you around?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Okay, no, that you should say what halach.
What does that mean?
I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you.
Oh,
Because maybe he came back as a cat and he did something wrong. He's trying to have, yeah, I don't know where, did you hear that? I don't know where I heard that. The cat, you know, you say that, I promise you, I've done it and the cat has gone away from me. But maybe just because he was like,
Is she talking to me?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's in my life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Comes everywhere.
Don't know.
Go away.
Okay, Hashem's, the fifth one is Hashem's exclusive control. No created being can benefit or harm either itself or another creature without the permission of Hashem. Right? So at the end of the day, if no one can do anything to you, you're okay, you know, like don't you don't have to freak out that someone's gonna harm you if it's not something that needs to happen to you, you know, and if you do get harmed, we know it's from Hashem, and we know it's good. And it's like he says, it's like for a slave to have more than one master. That would be ridiculous. What if one slave says, sell, and the other slave says, the other king says, don't sell, you know, like you can't be like that. You have to have one master, which obviously is Hashem. Hashem, the sixth one is Hashem's boundless chesed. And this one I love because Hashem's boundless chesed, even when we don't deserve it. You know, like I have a picture. I should bring it in sometime. I have a picture from my first son's dress. And like, so my husband is standing up and speaking, and he's going like this, and I'm looking down like this. And I remember exactly what he said. He said, for sure, we were beyond thrilled with his first child. Like more than whatever, because I had these drugs and I got pregnant and I had a miscarriage. So when we had this baby, we were like, to us, it was like Chris Janssen. We were so happy. And so my husband, why is he going like this? He's like, I for sure do not deserve this. It must be my wife's merit, you know. What? I'll look it afterwards. Where's it from? Uh-huh. Okay.
Even when we don't marry.
Okay. Okay, so in the English it says, no, I know, so I'm reading the English. I'm just trying to figure out where in the field is. It's before Baruch Shema. Yeah? Okay, whatever. It's not because of our own righteousness that we present our supplications before you, but because of your bounding mercies. Very nice. What are we? What is our life? What is our kindness? What is our righteousness? What is our strength? What can we say to you? And not, okay, you got the idea. Yeah, I would mark it in my thank you, my sitter. Thank you. So we know that even if we don't deserve things, Hashem is there for us. From the very beginning, when we were in the womb, whether we were worthy or not, we didn't do anything to earn anything. Sorry?
The next paragraph, they remind us of not.
Okay, but we are your nation, the people of your covenant, the children of Abraham, your beloved, and you swore on our Maria. Okay, thank you. And it's very, one of the biggest things is that we're called, in every situation, we're called Beneath Bakori, where you're firstborn. And not only that, this is probably my favorite pasuk. My favorite, there's an argument in the Gemara between Rabbi, I think it's Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda says that when we're doing the Ratzon of Hashem, we're called Bani. We're called his children. And Rabbi Meir says, Ben Kach, Bani Korim. Whether we do Hashem's will or we don't do Hashem's will, we're called Hashem's children. And then it says, Halacha from Rabbi Meir. It goes towards Rabbi Meir. So I have a whole book called Ben Kach, beautiful safer about all the everything we've learned about that, and it just helps so much Because then even if there's a person in your life who's really causing you a lot of trouble, it doesn't matter. They're Shem's child. So you have to treat them nicely. You have to do for them. Now, I'm not going to go into like abuse, things like that, and when you should be stay away from somebody, when you should not. I think that's individual questions. But if you learn Tomer Devorah, you're in big trouble because he says, no matter what, just you have to lower yourself and just like Hashem, no matter what, he loves everybody, so should you. And yeah.
It's, there's loving the person and loving their actions. You
Okay.
can still say, I don't like what you're
Right.
doing,
Right.
but because every person's created with himself on a location,
Right.
so I still love the person.
Right.
That's
That's how.
Right, but usually if someone hurts you or does something that's really you don't like, we tend to say, I don't like that person, rather than saying, I don't like what that person did.
Right. And actually, the truth is, the first sentence I think is it talks about how everyone's created as a cell of Elohim. So in that light, we really do have to honor every Jew and love every Jew. Okay, the seventh one is that Hashem manages a person's life from the beginning of existence to the end. Everything Hashem does is solely for us. He had no need to create us. Nothing can be added or subtracted from which Hashem decreed in quality, quantity, time, and place. No one can increase or decrease what Hashem has decreed. And I've also said this more than once, and you see the Shalom says he defines what simcha. Simcha is knowing that Hashem lahi and the time shalom, that Hashem guides your life. So that like whatever, let's say, whatever, yesterday I was in a big rush and I had no money left on my Rechov, so I went to Barkle and I'm waiting in line at Barkle, and then I find out that they don't do it anymore. And I don't know why I did this, because I don't know if this is the proper thing to do. But I went to the bus anyways. And I'm thinking that sometimes they say, oh, it's empty, pay twice next time. I don't know if I should have done that. But, okay, so what happened was I got on the bus and he said, go on, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Thanks. It was like I was going to the Tzfat magazine to take a taxi. Maybe I would have taken a taxi. But to go to the Tzfat magazine, it's like it's door to door. It's like what I forgot, So at the end of the day, we have to understand that the Hashem guides our life. Now that was a cute, nice story, right? And for Hashem, And but even if I wouldn't have made the bus, whatever, we have to know that everything comes from Hashem. Everything from the beginning of our lives, for who our parents were, to where country we were born in. Are we the oldest child? Are we the youngest child? Like our youngest is going to be 15, and he can't believe he's so babyish. But my goodness. And he had been Hamashasai, like we're all like, yeah, we didn't even Hamashasai, like these 16-year-olds who are like running houses, like they could do tons of stuff at 15, But he's like the baby of the family, whatever. He's arranging the sushi party. That's what he's arranging. But that's the sushi party. He wants to have a sushi party. Yeah, my kids make it, and I just pay for everything. No, I don't know. Whatever. It's fun. They all love sushi. They make it, yeah. They roll it out, and the whole bit. I don't know how to do it. The whole bit. It's such a mess. Oh, it's a mess. My kids are in the kitchen.
As long as they clean up.
Well, yeah.
Don't leave it for mom.
I know, right. So basically, when he says this last one, this thing about how Hashem manages a person's life from the beginning to the end, these are these parshios. It's Yosef. The whole thing with Yosef is like like everything from like, it says in the Gemara that you shouldn't favor one child. Hello? What's Yaakov doing? Buying him this Katona's purse? You know, you don't do that. You don't like, you know, or even I've been hurt when I've seen, actually, it's actually kind of funny, I have to tell you, if I'm walking down the street with Judy, everyone hugs Judy. And I'm like, huh, you know, like,
What am I,
chocolate
child labor?
all the time. She's like, you know, she's like famous. She's like the mayor, you know, but she's like, I'm just like, tell me when you finish, you know, and I walk ahead sometimes, it's like, you know. Actually, it was during klezmer. I was like, this is ridiculous already. I just went to the next, I hug like in the street. Say you do.
Always.
Even if I'm, yeah.
And I run up to you.
I do.
Hey, why are you sticking?
I know. I work past the gallery, so it's like Hashem has an intricate, elaborate system of causes and effects. There's nothing happening by chance, you know, and that's what Yosef says. It's not even like measures. It says right in the Torah. It says, you know, like the brothers thought that he's gonna be real angry with them. And you could understand it, like, no, I'm not angry with you that you threw me into a pit. I'm okay with that. I'm not angry with you that you sold me. I'm okay with that. But he was, because he saw that it was part of this whole big plan, that now he was able to, he had all the food to nourish them all.
I'm just curious though. In hindsight, I mean, he was saying, like, when the brothers came and, you know, they were freaking angry, and he said, it's okay, Hashem, because then Yosef had the perspective of time. How did Yosef feel at the time they put him in the pit?
He was crying. He wasn't happy.
Yeah, it wasn't like,
He wasn't
oh, it'll be okay,
Gamzula
I'm sure Hashem had a plan.
Right.
Because it's
Right.
hard
There's a
to-
pasuk where it says, "Call me many." It's all from me, and we're supposed to read that as Hashem saying, "It's all from me."
Wow.
No, you're 100% right. He's called a crybaby. Yosef. He's crying all over the place.
I'd be crying too.
Yeah,
Well,
well, his mother
scorpions.
also cried. You know, we're till today we're thankful for her crying. You know, there's crying going on, and yeah, it would be interesting to know at what point Yosef was like, "Oh, this is okay." I mean, when he was in the house of Ish Potiphar, I'm sure he also wasn't happy. He for sure was not happy. So what, you know, when, you know, and also I just read this thing that the first time when the brothers come down, he does have a desire to say, "Hi guys, it's me, your brother Yosef," you know.
I
But he
remember
knew,
me.
yeah, but he knew it was not the time, and he knew also that they had to suffer because they had to do their tshuva. So, but it says many times he unpacked, he had to hold himself back. He left the room. I think he cried 5 times, 7 times. This was not an easy thing for him to do. And then there's a medrash that he meets his brother Binyamin, who's his only full brother, right? His mother, Binyamin.
Yeah.
It's his only full brother.
Oh, it's a loving brother, yeah.
And he says, "So how are you doing? Do you have kids?" He says, "Yes, I have 10 kids." Now, what are the name of the kids? Each kid is named after a different part of Yosef's life. Can you imagine?
That's not awful. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice to find that
Yeah.
intervention going
Yeah,
on there.
yeah. And can you imagine he didn't just say, you know, like whatever, everything is Yaakov, and his father, and there's just so many things. These car shows are it's the best ones I mean, I love these car
Written
shows.
about his son.
Do you know how I remember that? Sometimes you forget. You know, there's a big parsha where he reveals himself. So this is my own joke. Yeah. So how do you remember which is the parsha that Yosef reveals himself? Because you say, "Oh my gosh," and next week's parsha is called Migash. Oh my gosh! You know, I always remember that because like we know meat case is kind of, and then there's a parsha where like, even my husband, he's like, Yeah. And there's a part that says, that when he says, Ani Yosef, that when, what? Yeah.
Actually, this Shabbos is big Shabbos. I happen to go to a show where they have
Right.
Even
But hold on, you can explain why there's 350. This is like the longest pension of the year, guys. You've got Alanisi, you've got Yama, you've got Red Say. No, I don't know if it's in that order, but you're just like, is this gonna end? You know? What? Fresh bunch. Yeah.
You said about Binyamin saying the names of his children. Where's that
That's a
written?
medrash. That's a medrash.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. That's another required reading is to have the medrash says. It'll change, it just gets spoon-fed the parsha, and it's very emotional. You get, Oh, it's 12 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna stop here also because I have to go to work. But, it's at 12 o'clock. But,
Turn into a pumpkin.
no, I have to go to work. Well,
I
kind of.
know.
Kind of, but, anyways, everyone should just have a very little Hanukkah. And just keep in mind those candles, it's so much going on in our homes and in our lives, and it's such a chesed of Hashem that He makes 8 days of Hanukkah. Because there's all these different things, there's all these different meditations that people say that you could say, different segulas and different tehillim and stuff like that, but basically just keeping it in mind that Hashem had this miracle of a candle just to show how much He loves us. Just that's there's so many different just knowing that Hashem didn't want us to just go, okay, we want another war, because we do win wars, and it's amazing to me that anyone who's ever been in the army has not become shrunk, because when they see how little the IDF is and how big all they are, then it's just so obvious that can I turn this on? Bye, Tippy. We miss you. Yeah. I know she was on before. Okay.